This is an Audi A3 8P, made all the way from 2003 up until 2012. But if you're thinking about buying one, don't be too hasty. Make sure you watch this video first, because I'm going to show you all the common problems, tell you everything that tends to go wrong, and I'll also advise you on what models you should avoid. Let's get into it. Let's kick off, shall we, with what may well be one of the most important considerations when you're buying an Audi A3, and that is the gearbox. Specifically here, I'm talking about the automatic gearbox options, because here's the thing, right? So Audi decided to change it up mid-production, 2008. They moved away from their tried and tested, not exactly revolutionary, torque converter gearbox to the more modern DSG dual clutch setup. The issue was a lot of the low capacity engines in these A3s and other Audis in the range got the now infamous DQ200 gearbox. Now, if you're not familiar with that, allow me to introduce you. So it was a dry clutch setup gearbox. The issue with this gearbox was those dry clutches could wear out prematurely. And when they did, they were very expensive and required specialised tools to repair. So I would absolutely advise against going for an Audi that's got a DQ200 fitted, especially if it's going to be an early one, like a 2008, 2009 car. A good way of spotting if it does have a problematic DQ200 gearbox fitted is it's going to be a 7-speed automatic gearbox. The only A3s that didn't get the DQ200 were the 2 litres. So the 2 litre TFSI, the 2 litre TDI, but then there's other reasons as to why you maybe don't want to buy them, as we'll get onto in this video. So you're gonna need to stick around, aren't you? Now, before 2008, as I'm alluding to, things were a good bit simpler. Audi were just fitting their tried and tested torque converter gearbox, and that did tend to be reliable. It's a shame they didn't just continue that for the lower capacity A3s, really. Oh, engines. Let's talk engines. There was blooming loads of them that got fitted to the A3 over the years. If we go right back to the beginning, up until 2005, Audi were fitting their 1.6 and their 2 litre FSI engines. Now, these weren't bad engines. What you need to know nowadays, though, is they won't run on E10 fuel. So at the pumps, you're going to need to be putting in the premium good stuff. And on a budget car, it's not great, is it? Now, the later 1.4 and 1.2 TFSI engines, they added a T onto the beginning of it, these were good engines, as is fitted to this car. This is a 1.4. They could occasionally have timing chain and timing chain tensioner problems if the services were neglected, if the engine wasn't getting good fresh oil every now and then. But other than that, they tended to be okay. If diesels are more your thing, there was a couple of them to choose from. We had the 1.6, the 1.9 and the 2 litre. Now that 1.9, as age has gotten to these cars, that for me has proven to be the sweet spot. That's the one that I'd buy with my own money. It's a good engine. It's an older engine now, but it's still good and reliable. Tend not to see too many come through with problems. The 2 litre, on the other hand, I've seen enough of those with cracks in the head, cylinder head type problems, to put me off buying one of those. Now, rather laughably, I did actually see another video that was saying rust is not an issue that you need to be worried about on these A3s. I don't know where that person got their information from, because rust is the reason that many of these cars are departing our roads and will continue to depart our roads, unfortunately. So where are you checking when you view a used A3? First up, the front wings. Real easy, tends to bubble on the outside of the wings. If it's not too bad, it's not the end of the world, but when it does get bad, you maybe need to swap those wings out. It's quite an easy DIY job. You can pick these up, maybe £100 from the scrappy per wing, not the end of the world, and it tends to be localised to the outer wing, thankfully. Other places you need to be looking, this is where it can get a bit more sinister. Do what you can to try and get under that car and have a look at the sills, have a look at the subframes, and just a general look at the condition of it. It doesn't take a mechanic to notice a car that is rotting away and crumbling away in your hands. So just look at what you can. Another big thing you can do, and this is a great tip, have a look on the Vehicle Score website at the MOT history. If there's constant notes of corrosion and rust, move on. There's loads of these A3s for sale. you will be able to find one that isn't too rusty. And whilst you're on that Vehicle Score website, maybe consider buying one of their paid HPI reports. If you've got a car in mind, just grab the plate, type it into their system. It's going to tell you if it's ever been used as a taxi, how many people have been sick in the back of it, if it's ever been an insurance write-off, if it's still got finance on it, all the stuff that you need to know when you're buying a used car. You can make use of my 20% discount code to take the sting out the price as well. Don't say I'm not good to you. Let's talk doors and wiring, because it can be a common issue on these. There's a series of wires that run from the main chassis into the door, and that controls all the electrics inside the door. So the little light on there, the speaker, the lecky window, all this stuff is controlled by the wires that run through here. Now the issue is these wires can get brittle and snap over time. Now again, it's not the end of the world. Go and look at one of these cars, try all the electrics in the door. If something isn't working, I bet one of those wires have broken. The fix is basically a new door. If you get a new door, fit it, and then you need to solder in the wires to the main body harness. It sounds worse than it is, okay? But check the doors on the car that you're buying. Now, if you are lucky enough to be looking at one of the A3s that's got the optional dual zone climate control, how fancy, make sure that it actually works. There's a little valve deep in the dash that can break, and when it does, it will send hot air one way and cold the other, and you basically just can't change it. So while your passenger's sweating, you're absolutely freezing over here. Oh, and one last thing, before we get out in that test drive, which we will do to give you an idea what these A3s drive like nowadays, try the rear window washer. The internal pipe for the washer can sometimes leak, and when it does, it goes onto the motor, stops it all from working. So check that's all good. Right, let's hit the road. I tell you what, this is the thing, isn't it? What else are you buying on a couple of grand's budget? A Fiesta, a Corsa, maybe something like that. I'd have one of these all day long. Far more refined, isn't it? Nicer to drive, that little 1.4 turbo. It's got a bit of perkiness to it as well. It's not a naturally aspirated 1.2 or something like that. So even at motorway speeds, it feels fine, it's perky enough. Yes, okay, I get it. There's a little bit more going on with them. You've got the turbocharger and stuff there, so there is a little bit more to go wrong. But if you get one that's been well taken care of, they're really not too bad. Choose wisely. Something like this little 1.4, and it will run for miles and miles yet. As I mentioned when we were stationary, you absolutely don't need to be a mechanic to go and look at a car like this. You just don't. If you've driven a car before, you know roughly what you're looking for, don't you? So long as you've done your due diligence and had a look at the MOT histories, done an HPI check, that kind of thing, chances are you'll be all right. Give it a good look over, and out on the road like this, listen out for any clunks or bangs coming from the suspension, coming from anywhere in the car. Try the brakes. Is it pulling to one side? No, you're golden on that front then. And also the engine. Big thing that people get caught out on is the clutch. So I'll try and demonstrate it for you here. Get onto a little bit of A-road, somewhere with a decent limit, and what you want to do is get it into a slightly higher gear and floor the throttle. You want to make sure that the revs rise proportionally to the speed of the car, if that makes sense. Basically, you don't want the revs to go shooting away up, but you're not going anywhere. I'll try and show you here. So I've got my foot hard down, the car's revving, but the propulsion of the car is moving with those RPMs, if that makes sense. Now specifically for an A3, these are very well behaved cars. You can probably hear through my microphone here just how quiet it is in the cabin. There's a little bit of road noise, but the winter tyres on this car probably attribute to that. I'm loath to swap them out. We live in winter for about 8 months of the year here in Scotland, and it is a budget car, so why even bother? And there you have it, all the tips you need to go off and find yourself a brilliant little Audi A3. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please do hit the like button. And look, I make these buyer's guides for literally every type of car, so this channel might be a worthwhile subscribe for you as well. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I'll see you for the next one.